to be as competitive as we have been and won a championship and be in the mix has been a lot of fun. Obviously, this year we switched to Ford, and I'll be honest, I can say this now, but I was a little bit nervous as to where things were going to go and how it was going to work. But in the you look at the future and you say, wow, to control all the things that we can control and have the the support that we have is going to be great. But I just didn't know how the transition would go. But it's gone really well. The cars have been super competitive, and we've had a chance to win a couple races, and and that's really all you can ask for. These races are hard to win. It's hard to get all the circumstances to come together, but it's fun to run up front, and I think for us, the exciting part to me is just the constant growth that we have for improvement, because there's so many things that we still don't understand or know, and to hire I think almost 100 people to come in and run our own engineering staff and build our own chassis, and it's been very impressive to see how everything has transitioned. So I love projects. That's really one of the things that drives me, no matter what it is. If it's building a house or when we used to own our race teams, I always loved the challenges. So to be a part of that equation with a bunch of great people, and I think that's really why the transition has gone the way that it's gone, is because we have a lot of great people. So it's fun to see, and this weekend has been it's been a lot of fun. We won the West race yesterday, and for me that's a big deal, just because of the fact that I know half the people that are on pit road. I grew up in Bakersfield, California, so I've raced something at this particular racetrack since 1995. So it's been virtually the same. They knocked a mountain down in the process and repaved it once, and have added a lot of new things around the racetrack, but it's virtually the same course, other than they took out the carousel in the middle to shorten lap time up. But so it's been a great weekend. The car's running really good, and I think this is probably the best car that I've ever had here in race trim. So I think that all goes smooth, and we can keep it rolling for the day. We should have a shot at this thing. So it's been a fun weekend. Anybody got any questions? I'm not really 3 inches tall, so yeah. Go ahead.
So how much time do you spend thinking about and practicing for a road course?
Yeah, that's been one of the things that I've enjoyed this weekend, and one of the things that I really enjoy about running both cars on the same weekend, especially when they're not similar. That thought process is much higher, and sometimes you'll look at me and think I'm staring off into the distance if you see me in my race suit when I'm in work mode. Just because when you go from one car to the other, you have to really think about what you're doing, because when I ran the car yesterday, you shift them twice as much as you do in the Cup car. They go 15 miles an hour slower. They bias-ply tires, so I like that thought process, and I think that makes me better in a place like this, just for the fact that you're so focused on that particular car, and you think about the racetrack a lot more. So nothing was similar other than the corners and the curves are all in the same spot, which is great for me, because I would consider myself a rhythm racer, and I think it's been a plus for me as we've gone through the weekend. So there's a lot more notes, a lot more video, a lot more of everything. I don't use the simulator. It just hasn't really worked for me. A lot of people use the simulator, but I'd rather get in a car and try to do something that is more real life. So that's what I did yesterday, and I think it's been good for us this weekend. Anybody else? Go ahead.
Didn't really have it. I just want to say thanks for doing the Sirius XM show, because I listen to it on the line. It's nice to get to remind myself. Thanks.
Yeah, well, we start the happy hour show on Sirius every Tuesday East Coast time from 7 to 9, and I didn't really understand the impact that it would have on just the direction of conversation. The things that we talk about kind of lead into what they talk about for a lot of the week on the radio. And I'll be honest with you, I honestly didn't realize how many people actually listen to the radio until we started doing the show, and I didn't realize how big Sirius actually was. So it's been a lot of fun, and I think for me it's helped me it's kind of like the thought process of running the two vehicles on the same weekend. It's been a lot of fun to stay in tune with what's happening in the sport, whether it be the topic of the week or a situation that happened on the weekend or a rule change. I get emails all week from the Sirius folks to tell us what's going on, what happened, what they talked about, so that you know what to talk about on Tuesday night. So it's been an easier way for me to stay in tune with everything that's going on, and something that I've really enjoyed. I enjoy the preparation for the radio show and the preparation for the TV. It's kind of like we talked about the challenge of doing something different, of being a part of the equation. And being a part of that equation and the preparation for that is something that I enjoy.
So, Kev, where does he keep his computer?